it might seem early and it might seem crazy to talk about, but today what I'm going to be sharing with you is how I am preparing for the upcoming holiday crafting season. Now, if you do holiday craft shows and, if you are selling your wares, then odds are you've been doing holiday crafting for a long time. But if you're someone like me who just, say, does some gift wrap and cards and just maybe little home decor projects and things, you may just be getting started and you may be overwhelmed if you're anything like me. So, how do you get organized and what do you do? That's what I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you how I get organized. This year I'm going to use this little basket. And the reason is, last year I had a bigger container that could take 12 by 12 paper and all of this. It was too much and I wanted something a little smaller this year, and I've got this cute little basket, so that's what it's going to be. So the first thing is, what goes in here? Well, I'll tell you what won't go in here. What's not going to go in here are mists. You're not going to find glitters, embossing powders, unless they were super specialty. Like, let's say I had a cardinal red glittered one, that I would probably put in. But unless it's super, super specific, I try to keep all my color mediums and that kind of stuff, stamp pad, ink pads, all that out. And the reason for that is it just gets cluttered up, and I'm not just doing holiday crafting this time of year. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. So I don't want to clutter this up with stuff that should just stay where it normally goes. So what would go in here? Well, any stamp sets. This is a new stamp set for me. This is an Avery Elle stamp set. And I have this new snowflake. Isn't this cute? The snowflake stencil. If I have something that's very specific and themed and will fit nicely in the basket, that gets to go in the basket. That's kind of the long and the short of how I'm going to organize this. So I'm not going to go through my things and try to pull everything I can think of that might possibly go in here. I'm going to look around and say, oh, you know what? This little snowflake doodad could go in here. The only problem I'm seeing with my box idea here already is the simple fact that it's, little stuff can fall through the cracks. So what I will probably have to do, I may have to adjust exactly how I have this, or I may just have to find like a little tiny container, a little cup or something to set in here to put stuff in, and that would be just fine. So very specific holiday type items. Another thing that I will put in here, isn't this great? This is a Lawn Fawn paper, and it's got all these tags, and I love using Lawn Fawn papers for greeting cards and tags. And so I will cut this out, not perfectly, it does not have to be perfect at all, but I will cut this up into some sizes that will actually fit here in my basket. And I'm not going to worry too much about, oh goodness, this is getting too full, or what if it's cluttered, because the thing is, when I am doing holiday crafting and I'm flipping through stuff, I'm looking for such a specific theme that things that are in here will probably work. If they won't work, then maybe I'll see things that I wouldn't have thought of otherwise or forgotten about. Here's some Hero Arts little felt Christmas trees. I don't even know why they have these little loops at the top. I always trim them off. Those are really excellent for my little holiday basket. Other things that I'm adding, I have some Basic Gray Evergreen stickers. These can go in here. Now, if I thought I was going to be using all of a sticker sheet up for the holiday season, what I would do, given my basket size and that I don't want things going crazy, I can just cut my sticker sheet in half so it fits better. Some Lawn Fawn snowflakes. Snowflakes are so big for me this year. Tim Holtz snowflakes. Basic Gray snowflakes. These are great things that I'll want to get used, so they're going to come in here. And as you can see, it's going to become kind of a hodgepodge of items. I am very obviously, for these little items, going to need to get some kind of little container going to keep these things safe, to keep these things so that I can get to them and they're not falling in the cracks and making a huge mess. I'm also going to want to dig through my stash and find some older stamps and things to put in here. I'm also going to look around. A lot of times maybe there's some ephemera, maybe there's some packaging, maybe there's some washi tape. If I have washi tapes, let's see, there's one. I think I even still have some of the old Tim Holtz Christmas tissue tape. That can come on in. Whatever, if it's real specific, I normally, you know, like I was saying, a lot of things I'll try to leave where they are, but if there's specific things that I'm concerned I'll forget, or if they're just really things that are so holiday specific and I want to get them used, those are all great options. So once I have this assembled, what do I do with all of this stuff? What are the projects that I make? Well, I make greeting cards sometimes, not very often. I make gift wrap. I do, and in fact, I'm working with some contributors on a class, and I'll give you a sneaky peek here. I'll show you some of it here. This is a package I'm working on for that class over on my website, and we're doing a whole bunch of tutorials. I love to do gift wrap and do fancy gift wrap and boxes and things. So I'll do stuff like that. Sometimes I'll do home decor, or, you know, we have a Christmas party, maybe I'll make some garlands or something. There's always fun stuff. Scrapbooking, always fun stuff to be doing at the holidays. And I love having this little collection, so it's my little go-to basket. And I love crafting up the holidays because it allows me to get more out of these holiday items that I love so much. But it also gives me time to craft at a time of year that is so very busy. Now, if you have holiday or themed dies and more stamps and things, those might also be really good things. Like I have these Lawn Fawn snowflakes I haven't used yet, but I'm in love with. They could fit in here. The only things you're really going to want to be careful of, or not necessarily add right away, are if you have larger items. For example, I'm not going to want to put very many wood-mounted stamps in because they're going to fill this thing up really fast, and I would rather not have this super full. So what I do with my wood-mounted stamps is I just dedicate a shelf or some visual space where I can line them all up so they can be, you know, the Christmas ones or the holiday ones that I do have, they can get lined up and I can easily see them and access them. I move them towards, you know, where I normally work. So that's what I do with those. The only other exceptions I may make in here is, for example, if I have something like a gold metallic ink pad or something that I'm just going to use a ton of, and I'm always going to be pulling out, you know, if I'm always pulling out my Martha Stewart glitter or something, I might let it set in here. You don't have to have hard and fast rules on this. And really, you know, you can do as much or as little as you want. I just find something small makes it easier to access and things don't get as cluttered and lost. And I can really focus on the couple of things that I really want to get used more for this year. I hope that you have enjoyed my ideas here, and now you can see I've got this well on its way to getting set up. You'll be seeing more from me, of course, crafting over the next few months, all kinds of fun Christmas and holiday and general goodness. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time.